Check out this sailor, man. Doesn't look very lively anymore. The building behind me saw the little Francisco Franco make his first baby steps to a future of becoming Spain's biggest problem, actually. How are we doing, everybody? Welcome to Scotland. Not. This is Spain. Can you believe that? Look at this sky. Look at this darkness. Doesn't it remind you of Aberdeen, man? I'm joking. I have absolutely no idea what Aberdeen looks like. I'm willing to find out, though. As you can probably see from my face, I'm extremely happy because I made a choice. You see, in the morning I was still in Marseille. This is the Atlantic, my friends. As a YouTube hobo, you basically only have choices. You don't have friends to drink beers with, and you don't have family to eat warm and tasty dinner with on the Easter Sunday, because that's what it is today, Easter Sunday. What you do have is options, and my options were as follow. I could either have stayed in Marseille, where it was sunny, for fuck's sake, and treat myself with bouillabaisse to death. Choice number 2, return to Italy and keep making videos on every possible team in Tuscany. Choice number 3, do absolutely nothing and go back to Crete and enjoy Easter with the family. But no, we chose to come here, man. Welcome to A Coruña. Let's get down from this Everest. Check it out, we have nudes. Wow. Have you watched the Marseille video? If you did, you probably heard me at the end saying that I'm going to a place where I wanted to go since 2004. You see, in 2004 was the year that Depor ridiculed AC Milan, man. 4-0 here at the Riazor. Riazor, by the way, so here's the beach, there is Riazor. I am genuinely ecstatic to be here, man. It's not only that this lot here swept the floor with Milan's blood back in 2004. The bloody thing is as cool as hell. I mean, Riazor. It even sounds cool, doesn't it? Check out their second... Is this the second one? This is the first one, the first kit. Is this the second one with a stripe, man? Identical to the flag of Galicia. Another thing that I wanted to do is actually eat something here, but it's packed. The name of the ultra group is Riazor Blues. To be fair, I also like how it sounds, the name of their mortal enemies, the Celtaras. So before we let ourselves get swept away by the pleasures of watching a legendary club like Deportivo La Coruña, man, let's fucking find something to eat, man. I mean, we have an hour. Hamburgueseria.
L'uomo completo, sì.
The hell, man, I have absolutely no doubt that this is the best hamburger in the entire Galicia, but is it Galicia or Galicia? But it's going slower than death. So we are seated in the best establishment around the Riazor, waiting for Godot, I guess. Look what we're having for dinner, man. I mean, look at this. So this is basically an omelette sandwich, which is perfect. Cheers. Blanco y azul. Look at how inclined this is. What a venue.
So there are actually supporters of Tenerife, man, which are up there.
Deportivistas, moitas grazas por vir animar a nos.
So this video will be the first of I don't know how many that we will try to deepen a little bit, to delve into the radicalization of Spanish football, man. I grew up with this radicalization. I grew up with Ultrasur, the Frente Atlético, and the Bucaneros, and Heri Norte, Aldea, and all these groups who were the complete opposite of each other. Let's get into it. So we are here. And we are going somewhere here. I think that's the old town. So you literally walk next to the beach, but you cannot see the water, man. Look at this. 11 years ago, in 2014, before a game between Atlético de Madrid and Deportivo La Coruña, clashes happened between the two sets of fans. Frente Atletico and Riazor Blues clashed in Madrid, resulting to the death of one 43-year-old fan of Depor. Jimmy, Deportivo La Coruña fan, lost his life after those clashes. The Riazor Blues made their way towards the Calderón, which is that way, through this park here. And it was in this area that they finally met with the Frente Atletico, and the clashes that followed caused the demise of Depor fan Jimmy. He was found in this here river. This was just one of a series of events that forced the Spanish government, the Spanish police to take some pretty severe measures against what's happening in the various stadia. Check it out, so there's skull and bones here. Something like this is not allowed in a stadium in Spain. Kind of weird, isn't it? Check it out, so these are the currents that coming into this beach here. It's a dangerous thing swimming in these here waters, and it's apparently one of the favorite activities of the locals, swimming and searching for all this delicious seafood that you have here in town. Now, for those of you who wonder, Galicia here has Celtic past, believe it or not. Celtic tribes were the first to inhabit these here parts before the Romans captured the place and incorporated in the Roman Empire. You can see from a very chubby Roman up there. So Rome comes and captures Galicia, introduces the Latin language, which later evolved to the Gallego, which is very similar to Portuguese. The Spanish dictator tried to suppress the local language, and he actually managed to do it during his years of reign, 1939 to 1975, man. Insane, come to think of it, isn't it? During those years, Gallego was not taught at school, and it basically survived through oral tradition, mainly in villages. There are some very interesting murals down there. Check it out, that is Hercules, man, with Cerberus, and Poseidon with his trident. Bloody hell, what's not to like here? The weather. Today is good though. We brought the sun in Galicia. That is an ancient Roman lighthouse, and it's actually functional. Quite an impressive thing, isn't it? So after the death of Franco, Galicia became an autonomous region. This happens a lot in Spain. I mean, the Basque Country is one of those, the Catalonia is one of those. They have their own governing body, but all together they form what we know as Spain. Yesterday you heard me expressing my admiration and my fond memories on how unique I thought back then were the achievements of Deportivo La Coruña. Now, Depor did a couple of very interesting things back then, man. Besides humiliating AC Milan. That was the cherry on top. So back in the 1999-2000 season, Depor became Spanish champions. And a couple of years later, they won the Spanish Cup against Real Madrid. And it was the year of the centenario of Real Madrid. Real Madrid was 100 years old back in 2002. And Depor kicked their ass in the final. I mean, how cool is that, man? By the way, we have in front of us a very unique building. Check this out. It's very abandoned and it looks like a jail. Could it be a jail? Let's do some investigative journalism. What a view of this prison. I don't even dare to imagine what could have happened to Republican Democrat prisoners during the Franco years in this building, man. It's wild. Check it out, man. So you have snacks, salads, drinks, paper, sex shop. And Depor did all that being managed by a guy called Javier Irureta, a Basque trainer, quite capable to be fair, but he actually moved to Depor from Celta Vigo, man. I mean, you realize what kind of animosity this sparked and added to the already existing one. So we reached the port. The sea is actually behind this wall, and we can already see the first sea monster, man. Let me show you this horrible thing that's before my eyes. Look at this thing, man. Britannia. Look at this floating city. Fucking hell, man. This thing should be banned. Look at this statue threatening to pierce the tourists. Don't judge. There you have it, man, with La Coruña and Depor. Let's jump in the car and go and see where the enemy lives. We saw Depor with a huge support yesterday of 20,000 fans in La Segunda. They are not doing good, but they are also not doing bad, so they are kind of stable where they are. Anyway, let's go and check on Celta. How are we doing, everybody? Welcome. Good morning. I know I said that I would be coming here yesterday, but I got lazy. We are at Vigo, and there are two things that interest me in this city. Three if you count the espresso I just drank. Look at this thing, man. It's bigger than my face. And that croissant on steroids. Now, the second one is this one. Look at the Balaídos, man. Balaídos Stadium, which is currently, basically in the last 10 years, under renovation. Puerta Zero. Bloody hell, Gate Zero, man. Apparently it's for the visitors. It does look a little bit weird with this construction. However, everything is better than what it was, man. I mean, I remember this stadium back in the day. It was probably the ugliest in Spain. Don't quote me on that. Vigo wears with pride the colors of Galicia, of the flag of Galicia. Federation of Fan Clubs of Celta. Nice, nice. Recently has been a game between Celta de Vigo and Real Betis, and besides the remontada that Celta did, the Betis fans were doing Nazi salutes. So this lot here responded with a Portuguese revolutionary song, you know, which is quite nice as a reaction, I have to add. Tropas. Bloody hell, I don't recognize any of this. I have to add here. I mean, I do remember an ultra group called Sertaras. Skinheads. Puta España. Wow. Anti-Real. Check it out, Borussia Mönchengladbach. Madridistas bastardos. As you can imagine, this lot here, much like the Riazor Blues, are left-wing fans, left-wing ultras, despite the fact that they hate each other. And it's a bit weird. I mean, literally the distance between Coruña and Vigo is more or less the same as Vigo and Porto. So this place here is closer to Portugal than it is to Coruña, I guess. So I just looked at the map, and the Portuguese city of Braga is much closer to Vigo than Coruña is. The renovation, though, looks a little bit funny because, I mean, that part of the stadium looks like it's cut with a knife. Like, but probably they will fix it. Back in the day, it was ugly, man. I mean, it had the terraces were a couple of kilometers away from the ground. It was horrible. All right, so this is how it's going to be after the renovation. The terraces are very, very close to the ground now, and it will probably be a very good home for Celta. What do you think about this visit to Celta Stadium? This was the shortest one of my trip so far as a YouTube hobo. And if it was only this that we needed to visit for the needs of the video, I would probably be pissed, but there are a lot of places that we need to go today, so this is the first one. Celta de Vigo. I didn't see any sticker of Celtaras, man. Are they still alive? Is this group still alive? I have absolutely no idea. On the other hand, the other day at the Riazor, I didn't see the traditional banner of the Riazor Blues. Now, going back to the rivalry between this lot here and our boys from Coruña, when Jimmy died, after those horrible incidents with Atletico de Madrid, the Celtaras did go to the funeral in sign of respect for the enemy who fought and lost his life. It's interesting. I mean, it reminds me quite a lot of the whole Livorno-Pisa thing. I mean, they are very similar, but yet they have this huge rivalry. What a bitch. This is Galicia, man. Probably this is the quintessential Galician image. Look at this mural here. It probably says everything we need to know, doesn't it? So what this museum actually tries to show is the basics, the bases of Galician life, and the sea is one of those. Probably the major one. This shit here totally destroyed the dockers in Liverpool, and probably all over the world. On the other hand, the same shit here takes care of your Amazon orders. Yep, this is Galicia. Probably this too, in all its glory. So this lot are even worse than the French. I mean, they write absolutely nothing in English. The only difference is that I kind of understand what they say here. Like, those of you who discover the channel through football do not know that I'm a scuba diver. Look at the boys. Check it out, man. So, this is for the air. Look at this, man. Like, I'm not that. Fishing is everything for the Galicians. Check it out, man. Flipping hell. This is horrible. What's interesting though is that this space actually smells like fish. That's a nice touch. That does not go through the camera. So there's an area here called Pontevedra, which has quite a lot of these petroglyphs from way back in the day. Check out this sailor, man. Doesn't look very lively anymore. This is a typical Roman posture here. The more I see all this stuff, the more I want to dive, man. You realize that all these people are making their own pilgrimage, like we do, outside of various stadia. This lot here is doing it for religious purposes. What was the opium of the people again? Was it football? No, it was religion. Sorry about that.
Look at this.
So this is the cathedral of Santiago de Compostela.
Whoa! Look at this. Police.
Policía Local. Santiago de Compostela is the end point of probably the most well-known through hike in Europe. We don't have many of those in Europe, man. Through hikes are extremely popular in the US, but you don't hear about them in Europe. I'm sure they exist, though.
All these people with their backpacks.
Is this the bloody thing that when the light hits it,
You have a shadow of a pilgrim.
right? So if I'm not mistaken, in there is supposed to be the grave of St. James. My question is something else. Would you start from, I don't know, from Paris and then walk your way here, like these people do? Should we embark on such a mission and go from stadium to stadium? The only reason I came here is basically as a symbol of this area's spirituality. There is a lot of it going on here in Galicia. Remember, these are people who still take stories of spirits and dead people returning from the dead very seriously. So, yeah. So this shell is the symbol of this hike.
Check out that witch over there, man.
The witch. The Galicians also believe in witches. Should we embark on such a quest, man? Imagine having to walk 30 plus kilometers per day for multiple days. Well, weeks to get to here. I think I would die. Lorca is probably the most well-known victim of Francisco Franco. There are millions, probably, other victims, less well known. There is a certain kind of atmosphere in Santiago de Compostela, man, which I very much like and immerse in it. Look at those dark skies, man. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the democratic city of Ferrol. This square here is called Spain Square, Plaza España. A statue of the longest lived dictator of Spain was held in this here square until 2002. 2002 was the statue removed, never again to come back. And if you look around, there is absolutely no mention of the name Francisco Franco, for the simple reason that this is what Spain, democratic Spain, decided. They decided they want to forget. So you won't be seeing names here, you won't be seeing any kind of statues, statuettes, the little signs on the wall. Nada. We forget. It's a phantom, never existed. Not every balcony that has the Spanish flag means they actually miss the dictator. I don't think it's like this. They just show a tendency, you know. And it's quite the same also for those houses and balconies that show the region flag. For example, here is the Galician, especially the one with the red star, or the Basque country flag, or the Catalan flag. You know how it is. Spain is a flag paradise, man. Racing Club Ferrol, the local team. The building behind me saw the little Francisco Franco make his first baby steps to a future of becoming Spain's biggest problem. Look at this feast. Check this out, man. So, Racing de Ferrol, 21st. Bloody hell. 21st in Segunda División. They are actually second favorite to get relegated. So Tenerife, the squad we saw the other day playing against Depor, are 20th. Tenerife isn't doing good either. Right, Racing de Ferrol. So since we are here, let me show you what was the major influence into young Francisco's heart. What steered his heart into becoming what he became. You see, young Francisco's father was an admiral, or maybe not. He had something to do with the navy. And Ferrol here is a natural port. I mean, if you look at it from above, you see its form. It's sort of Spanish Pearl Harbor. The founding father of socialism in Spain. Some important people for Spain's history were born in this here Ferrol, man. So if I'm not mistaken, the thing here is the Museum of Naval Construction. Let's have a look, just to get a feeling here on the kind of environment that young Francisco here grew up as a child. Wow, look at all this wood. Imagine the Incas seeing something like this for the first time, man. Constructed in Ferrol, 1773. And this one here, I mean, look at it, man. I'm very tempted to touch it, but I won't. That comes from the original that. And this one here also. I consider it important to see the universe in which someone like Franco grew up. I mean, it helps understanding, I guess. Bloody hell, man, look at this. Look at all this geeky stuff that's going on in the building of a ship. Can you believe that? This is from a lighthouse, you know? Look at this, man. Pact of forgetting. Pacto del olvido. And the memory law. The Spanish government has made quite interesting choices along the years. So as per usual, we did some investigative journalism here while sitting in this here square where the statue was, and not anymore because we chose to forget. So the local ultras are called Green Devils, believe it or not. Green, not red, green, because the team is green. And 3 years ago there was a derby with Depor, and the Riazor Blues entered the city and provoked havoc. And as you can imagine, this means that relations are not good between the two, and probably very dark. Hopefully not.